Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third inning podcast. I'm your host, Izzy Rain, and I don't know what week we're on, what episode we're on, but first, as we do every week, not last week, we didn't last week. We're going through the scores and MLB, and then we'll go to MILB. So the Brewers and Dodgers play today, but that game's not till 9:10 East Coast time. Then right now, in the bottom of the ninth, we have the Angels in Chicago playing the Cubs 6-5 with the Angels winning. In the bottom of the eighth in DC, we have the Pirates losing to the Nationals 2-3. In San Francisco, and this game's on TV downstairs. In the top of the eighth, we have the Rockies trailing the Giants 2-3. In the top of the first in Miami, it's 0-0, but somebody is on base for the Phillies. At 7:10, we have the Cardinals playing the Reds, and that is the Mexico series in Monterrey. So it's really awesome that we're continuing having a game in Mexico, and then we have a series, and then we have a series in London this year as well. So if you're going to any of those, let me know down below in the comments. I really, really would love to see the Yankees Red Sox in London, but I don't have a passport right now. So sadly, I can't go, and again, it's in London. It's across the pond. But I love London. I think it's at Wembley. I'm not positive, though. But then we have the Indians and Royals play tonight at 7:15. The Mets are playing the Braves at 7:20. That game was on TV last night. But all Braves games are on TV for me because they're my home team, hometown team. So we had the Athletics playing the Rangers. Happy birthday to Hunter Pence. And Padres D-backs. We have the Astros playing the Mariners. And then Chris Davis got a hit today. The Orioles beat the Red Sox 9-5. Good game. The Yankees beat the White Sox 4-0. The Tigers lost to the Twins 3-4. And the Rays lost to... Is this still today? But, okay, the Rays lost to the Blue Jays 1-3, but I thought Blake Snell was having a no-hitter, but I guess it didn't work out. I don't know, but, I thought I got a notification about that. So now moving on to first pitch, which is MILB, which this may not work because this app is still not up to date. If you click the scores, we talked about it last week, it takes me to Peoria and Bowling Green, which I don't even know what teams those are, on Sunday, September 16th. So it will not show me the scores for the thing. So I guess we'll just talk about standings. This is the 2019 Midwest League standings, the first half. So we'll just do these. I'm on Class A, that's why. But that's who, we'll just do the Class A standings. The Loons, which is that the Bowling Green team, is who it has me as. No, Great Lake Loons? I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with this. But we'll talk about this, I guess. So, in 2019 Midwest League standings, this is Class A full season. We have Fort Wayne with 6 wins, 3 losses. Tying with them is Lake County 6-3, West Michigan is 5-4, Bowling Green 4-5, Great Lakes 4-5, Lansing 4-5, and this is like updating as I'm talking and the app keeps buffering. Lansing 4-5, South Bend 4-5, and Dayton 3-6. So that was the Mid-Eastern. Now going to the Midwestern, we have Kane County 7-3, Burlington 6-3, Quad Cities 5-3, Wisconsin 4-4, Beloit, I don't know how to say that, 4-5, Clinton 3-5, Cedar Rapids 3-6, and Peoria 3-6. So going to the South Atlantic League, my favorite league, because like all the teams around me are in the South Atlantic League, and I've caught baseballs at South Atlantic League games, and I love the South Atlantic League. So in the Northern, we have Delmavara, which is 6-1, Hickory 7-2, West Virginia 5-5, Kannapolis 4-4, Greensboro 4-5, Hagerstown 3-6. I don't know if it's Hagerstown or Hagerstown. I always get that confused. And then Lakewood 3-6. Now going in the Southern League, which is where I am. We have Lexington 5-3, Asheville 5-4, Charleston 5-4, Augusta 4-5, Columbia 3-5, Greenville 3-5, and Rome 3-5. So Firefly games in Columbia. You can catch me there. I don't know when I'm going to a minor league game. I was gonna go to one last week, but I just was still like kind of sick. I was still coughing and all, and I was like, I don't really want to go to the ballpark when I'm sick. I mean, I have all season to go, so it was only, I think it was the second day. I don't know. It was something like that. It was the first series. So we talked about all that. Now, I didn't do a little list of topics this week. I don't know why, but I do have some things that we can talk about. So we're going to go into kind of a controversial one first. So this is something that my dad and I talked about at spring training, is people bringing babies, like little babies that you have to hold or in strollers, to baseball games. I don't get why. Why do you do that? Why do you bring them? I feel like because you're either focusing on them and not focusing on the game, or focusing on the game and not focusing on the kid, and they're not going to remember it. Like, you really want to go to a game so bad, especially a spring training game that bad, that you're going to bring your baby, your stroller, and everything with you. Like, why? Like, it's not that exciting. Baseball's been around for over like 150 years. It'll probably be around another 150 years. And like, this was, who was I seeing? Was this? Yeah, this was Yankees Cardinals, which I get, it's the New York Yankees playing all their, like, not stars, all their other players who weren't stars, a lot of minor league players. And like, they couldn't find a babysitter. Like, this is for multiple people. I'm not just targeting like one person. I don't get why you have to bring your baby to the game. And this is the game that I talked about on my spring training podcast that I did live at spring training, that how I only had standing room only tickets for that game, because obviously it's the Yankees playing the Cardinals, two really big teams with big fan bases. People had their strollers in the standing room only section, so I'm like, so I can't stand there because you have a huge stroller where only you can stand there, when there's tons of people who don't have seats and only have standing room only tickets. That's why standing room only tickets are BS, and they shouldn't let the parents have the strollers just in the standing room only, just sitting there. Like, yeah. So I don't get the point. Why bring your kid to a game? It's just too, like, there's not enough room, like, for that. And then just paying attention wise, like, I don't know. So I'm going over to MLB's Instagram and see what we have to talk about. But yeah, Chris Davis finally got a hit. Shout out to him on the Orioles. Yeah, awesome. Then we have, the Mexico series is the Reds and the Cardinals, and they are playing in Monterrey, Mexico. I've never been to Mexico. Sounds like a cool place. So I think it's so cool that they do this, where they have games in other countries. And obviously MLB does have a team in another country. The Blue Jays are in Canada. I think it'd be really cool to expand. I meant to talk about this. We'll talk about it next week, really, though. I will go into depth. Have MLB expanding the league and putting teams in different cities. I do think it'd be really cool to maybe put teams in Monterrey or Mexico City, Tijuana, putting teams in Mexico, or putting a team in Puerto Rico. I think that, I know there's even Havana is up there, but I don't see that happening. It'd be awesome if it did, but I don't see it happening, at least for a long time. I know they had like an expedition game, I can never say that right, in Montreal. The Blue Jays and the Brewers played, and bring the Expos back. So yeah, it's really cool thinking of where teams could expand to, but I think we need another American League team in the South, because the closest one to me is Tampa, and my other closest one is Baltimore. I don't know which one's closer. They're both about the same distance, and that is a big space. So I think Charlotte could get a team. I don't know if Charlotte will, because they've talked about it, saying they don't want one. We have the AAA team, the Knights, which I really like their stadium. and hopefully I get to go there this season. I do want to go to Kannapolis as well. There's a lot of teams up there, and yeah, I think it'd be really cool. If you haven't seen their stadium, definitely recommend checking it up. I think it's BB&T Bank Park. I'm pretty sure that's the name, but I may be wrong. But the league leaders in home runs is Chris Davis. On the A's, different Chris Davis. He has 9. RBIs is Cody Bellinger and Domingo Santana. They both have 19. Average is Tim Anderson with .514. Ks is Matthew Boyd with 29. And ERA is Joe Musgrove with 0.00. Awesome. We have Ozzie Albies signed an extension with the Braves, 7 years, $35 million. I really like Ozzie. He's a really cool guy, and I know he's one of the fan favorites down here in Atlanta. Yeah, I like Ozzie a lot. He's, I don't know, Freddie Freeman's my favorite on the team. But I do like Ozzie. Ozzie's probably my second favorite. And then we had our player of the weeks was Cody Bellinger and Mike Trout. I know they were going off last week. Yeah, the Red Sox got their rings this week. We're not going to go too much into detail. I mean, they got rings. What's there to say about that? But I literally thought they got them like 2 weeks ago, but they didn't. I thought they did. But yeah, the Dodgers got swept by the Cardinals. The Yankees got swept by the Astros. The Reds swept the Marlins, but Puig, his fight with the whole Pirates team. I love Puig. I'm going to say he is my favorite player to watch. He's definitely up there. I've obviously seen the Dodgers multiple times when he was with them. And I have a Puig jersey. I wore it during the World Series last year. I love Puig. And I know there's a lot of unnecessary hate on him, and I just don't understand. He's an awesome player, awesome guy, and yeah, I can't wait to see what he does with the Reds. Obviously, I do wish he was on the Dodgers still, but there's a business side to baseball, and again, I can't wait to see what he does with the Reds. But that is the Third Inning podcast this week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we have Game of Thrones tomorrow and today when you're watching this, and I'm saying I'm ready, but I'm not really ready. And a lot of teams are having Game of Thrones nights. The Braves had theirs, last night. I didn't go to that, but you could get a shirt with Chipper Jones on the Iron Throne. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Subscribe so you can check in next week, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.